Hey guys, Tune Drift, and we're back with another video. Today we're going to be showing you how to install the rear bumper on an Ae92, specifically right now the GTS, but this should go for the other Ae92s. Now if you're just tuning in, be sure to subscribe if you want to see more Ae92 content or related content. But without further ado, let's go ahead and show you guys how to do this, right? So right off the bat, it's pretty similar to doing the front bumpers on these because it's almost the same concept. But how it is on an Ae92, it's not like any ordinary car because it has a reinforcement built into the actual bumper cover. Now, this is where it hooks up. It hooks up over here in this slot and in that slot. And these slots have two holes in them, and that's where two 14mm bolts hold from the reinforcement to the chassis of the actual car. Now the problems with these Ae92s is they tend to rust a lot right here and right there, and enough for it to not even hold there, which makes a lot of the bumpers sag, or you see them sagging. But in this case, I guess the owner didn't have the reinforcement bar, so he welded these little tabs to hold up the bumper and then just zip tied it to the quarter panels. But anyway, we're going to be reinstalling rear bumper with the reinforcement, and I'll show you guys how to actually swap it if you don't have the reinforcement. So let's go ahead and show you guys that. It's really cold out here, so the reason that bumper actually fell off is because there was so much snow that it broke the bumper off, but luckily we still retrieved them. So right now we're actually in the process of removing it. So this is how it kind of hooks up. That reinforcement bar is over here hooked up with the rear bumper. There's these little threads right here that have 10mm nuts that hold the reinforcement to the actual plastic cover, and then underneath this reinforcement bar sits this foam right here. So it's pretty straightforward. They're basically just attached by a few 10mm bolts, and then below it is the foam. So we're going to be switching all this gear over to this black bumper, and this bumper's from my GTS over there. So basically just swapping all that hardware, all that reinforcement to this one, because this one didn't come with it when we got the car. So we're gonna go ahead, swap it into this GTS, and yeah, so without further ado, let's go ahead and start doing that right now. What I started doing, my bad, I don't have my tripod yet, but I started already prying out the foam. Basically it sits really in there. So what I did is took that pry bar, and then I kind of started wedging it enough so we could actually try to, you know, get it out. So that's basically all it is to it. But when you guys are working those 10mm nuts off of these right here, be sure to use a lot of penetrating oil, because you're gonna honestly break them pretty easy. You know, they have a lot of rust and they're very weak, especially in the cold. So make sure you really soak them, because I broke 1, 2, 3 of those already, but we still have a good amount, so we should be able to hold the bumper in pretty well regardless. But yeah, let's go ahead, start removing the rest of this foam cover and start swapping it into the GTS bumper over here. All right. So now we got the foam cover off. Yeah, we got the foam cover off. All right, so let me show you guys what we're working with now. All right, guys, so now we got the foam cover off, and as you can see, this is basically what holds it in. Just this metal, very long strip of metal with a few threads in it, and yeah. That's pretty much it. So if you actually do break these, maybe you could just hit them out and then put a new thread in, not sure, or maybe weld one in, but pretty simple. So we're gonna be swapping this metal piece, that foam piece, and the reinforcement onto this black one. So let's do that. We're gonna go ahead and install this foam piece. So this, as you can see, there's like a little ridge right here. This is gonna go on this side right here. So we're gonna go ahead and get that metal piece. I'm gonna put that in first. I believe. All right, guys, so we got that metal slot in. All right, right here, as you can see. so we should be fine. We're gonna go ahead and make sure this foam piece, this little divot kind of indent here, is gonna go this way. So we're gonna kind of gotta sneak it under. I don't know how we're gonna do this, but we're gonna do it. All right, guys, now you can see we got it completely on. Here, let's zoom in a little bit. All right, we got it completely on. You really want this foam underneath this metal strip, because like I said, it's the only way that's going to be able to hold this bracket in from falling in. So you want to make sure it's all the way wedged under, and you want this little divot side to be basically pointing towards these this bracket over here. So now that we got this foam bracket on, the metal strip on, we're gonna go ahead and start reinstalling the metal reinforcement onto the bumper. So let's go ahead and start doing that. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and reinstall this. The good thing about the snow, I gotta say, it makes for a really good stand. So I like that, and it doesn't scratch the bumper really. So all right, so what we're gonna do is bring these line up these the holes with the metal strip. Make sure those threads protrude out, and see where we're gonna put the 10mm nuts in. So as you can see, these are the usable threads. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. So we're gonna go ahead and throw those nuts on. We'll put number 1 on. Put 1 on over here. No. We'll work those on. All right, guys, so bad news. We broke more threads than we needed, or than we could. I tried to thread the nuts onto this side. We got them on here, but on this side, they're ruined. So my next best thing to do is we're going to basically I'm gonna weld this reinforcement to that thread on here, this side, on this thread, and on this thread, just basically some spot welds just to hold it. We're holding it good on this side, but I want it to hold really well on this side, so we're going to basically ghetto rig it, weld those threads to the axle reinforcement, and call it a day. So yeah, we're gonna get a little bit annoyingly advanced right now, which is fine. I'm not the best at welding, so this will be good. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead, like I said, and weld. So I'm gonna weld the bracket to the thread. Cleaned it up with this wheel grinder, so I'm just gonna go ahead and weld right here and weld right here. Should be a pretty quick weld, nothing too crazy. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, so now we did it. Got this threaded all the way in over here, so it holds here at 2 bolts, and then these 2 welds. So I welded it here and I welded it here. They're very ugly welds, but it should holds pretty good. So it's gonna be holding here and at those 2 bolts, so we should be fine. We're gonna go ahead, reinstall it onto the GTS over there, and let's do it. Got a little dark, but we'll improvise and get it done. So let's go ahead. All right guys, so we're pretty much getting the bumper on. I had to cut off those brackets that they welded on, so we already got it cut off. The light's pretty bad right now, but basically you're gonna have to get this bracket slash this little pin into here with these you know, these holes right here. So you're just gonna fit that and then put the 14mm bolts, and that's pretty much it. So I'll go ahead and do it since the lighting's pretty poor and I can't take you guys along. So all right guys, so we finally got the bumper on. As you can see, took a good minute. Had to readjust some things. It sits perfect on this side, but getting towards the left side doesn't sit so well, mainly because the rear reinforcement on the left side is pretty rotted, so it's not sitting properly. So we'll probably have to fabricate it, but it's sitting a lot better than it was before. All right guys, if you liked videos like this and you want to see more Ae92 content similar to it, be sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.